Alright, welcome to the next installment or video. YouTube, it's a 40K, it's an army review. I'm sure there's been plenty of these, but I've been playing orcs for such a long time, I'm going to give you my perspective. That's right, we're going to review, here they are, the Greenskins, one of my favorite armies. I've owned quite a few 40K armies, been playing since on and off. Played in Rogue Trader, missed most of 2nd edition, played 3rd, played 4th, and of course now we're into 5th. But I'm going to start off and do a review of the orcs. Alright, there would be, right here, we've got a couple of knobs. You can see, I lost this guy's original power claw, but this is my staple. What do I use for anti-tank in the army? Yeah, I had some things that shoot, but we all know how accurate orc shooting is. The best thing I use to take out armor, that right there, the claw. That right there is a strength 9 on the charge, and it's strength 8 any other time. Orcs can, we're going to talk about the elites. If you take the knobs and the elite, it's going to be a knob squad. There is some pretty sickness that can come out of this unit. You can have up to 10 knobs. There's no way 10 knobs you'd ever want to do 10 power claws. It just costs too many points. I typically run 6 or 7 knobs when I do run a knob squad, and of the 6 or 7, 3 will have power claws, which is sufficient. The other guys I just give choppas, maybe a burna, but basically they're just there to take the wounds, because when your opponent sees these guys on the table, that becomes one of their top priorities. One of my favorite things you can do with this squad, actually there's 2 things. You can give them a little banner, which it's not a great banner, but it gives them +1 weapon skill. So when that Marine player thinks, oh, you need 4s to hit me, you go, no, I need a 3 to hit you. 3 with power claws hitting, they just cringe. I always give these guys, you know, heavy armor, because, you know, otherwise they'll get shot to pieces. For 5 points, the cyborg body for the invulnerable save, well worth it. And then Pain Boy. You've already got so many points in this unit that if you don't put a Pain Boy, there's my nice unpainted Pain Boy. If you don't put a Pain Boy into this unit, you're going to really be throwing away points. He gives them feel no pain. If you're curious to what that is, just look it up in your rule book. Feel no pain is not quite as uber as it was in the previous edition, but you know what? It's still uber enough for orcs, and I'm glad they toned it down, because God, I'm tired of trying to kill Nurgle Chaos Marines. Alright, we're going to talk about it. The next thing we're going to talk about under the elites is going to be Mega Knobs. Alright, I don't own any Mega Knobs. I actually had a couple of Mega Knobs, but you know, the thing that kills me on the Mega Knobs, you know, they're basically, let's just call it a 2-wound Terminator. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with their invulnerable save. What kills it for me is they're slow and purposeful. That right there, you know, just rolling 2d6 and taking it, the way I roll sometimes, just not worth it. And plus, these guys are $10 or $12 each. There's no box set. If they were in plastics, if GW made these in plastics, I would consider it. But otherwise, no. Mega Knobs is one of the few things in the whole army I do not own. Next, we're going to talk about, alright, this isn't a Burna Boy, but he is a knob with a banner, and I just thought I'd show you him real quick. Anyways, talking about the Burna Boys, I like these guys. Mine are older. Mine are the metal ones. What's so great about the Burnas? Well, you know, how many times as you as an orc player, you get close to a person, you're going to assault them, and oh look, here comes my 1 or 2 flamers, and it just chews your boys up. Well, guess what? This squad allows you to return the favor and put a little ass whoopery on your opponent. The Burnas are great. They have 2 functions. You know, a template weapon is a flamethrower or a power weapon. One note, you can't use the flamethrower ability in the shooting phase and then a power weapon in the close combat phase, but you know, these guys, I probably field them half the time. They're not nearly as expensive as the Knob Squad. One way I like, you know, a mech boy I think is a worthless upgrade. The way I keep these guys on the table, a lot of times I will put them with my war boss to give them that leadership 9. I'll talk about the headquarter choices and the special characters later, but Burna Boys, yeah, thumbs up. Forgot to do that for the others. Knob Squad, yeah, thumbs up too. And of course the Mega Knobs, I had to give them a thumbs down, only because of the price. If they were a little more feasible, then maybe, but they're just too expensive, and the models really haven't. They need an updating. The models have been around forever. All right, the next unit. These guys got an upgrade for the orcs. These are the new tank busters, the bomb squigs. I just love these models. They crack me up. They're so funny. Tank hammer, strength 10. Whoo, that's some ass whoopery right there. Tank busters, 15 points a piece. They're on the high end of cost, but they cost the same as a Burna Boy. You know, I field these guys every once in a while just to change up my list. Are they effective? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The one rule that a lot of people on the forums, and you got to take what you see and hear on the forums with a grain of salt, is the old glory hog. Oh my God, they got to keep charging. Well, you're an orc. You should be charging. If you're not charging to get into combat, then why in the heck are you playing orcs? You should be playing Imperial Guard or something. But tank busters, you know, you roll, the squigs get to come out. You can have 3 squigs in the unit. The strength 8 hit, automatic hit, that raises an eyebrow. People are like, auto hit? Oh yeah. It's an auto hit. So yeah, if you roll a 1, it'll hit your vehicles. But you know, I don't carry a lot of my orc horde. I don't use a lot of vehicles. But we'll talk about army composition down the road. Now we're going to talk about another unit. Oh, forgot to give them a rating. The old Fools rating, yeah, thumbs up. I don't squeeze them in on every game, but they're a fun unit. Anyways, we're going to talk about Luda. Alright, next up we're going to talk about the Luda Boys. These guys, as you can tell, hopefully my camera will get it in. These guys are new plastics. For $20 or $22 you get 5 of them. Unfortunately, you have to waste one of the 5 on a mech boy. To me, the mech boys, they're just a total waste. But the Ludas, what's cool about them? Strength 7, D3 attacks. Yeah, you roll a 1 or 2 and that's only 1 attack per Luda. But you roll that 3, hey, that's totally different. I currently have 10 of these guys, so you know that can be up to 30 shots. A lot of times, you know, you got to make sure that there's some kind of other unit screening them, because their leadership, just like everything else, every other orc unit is a 7. So if they take enough casualties, they're gonna run off. Unfortunately, they can't have a knob, so you know, they're still a fun unit. How do I rate these? Oh yeah, I rate these the old thumb up. I include these as often as I can. My elites, every game I play, since the elites are so good, and we have one more elite to talk about, but the elites are so good, I have 2 or 3 of my elite choices are used up in every game. Now the last one we're going to talk about, the last unit we're going to talk about is the Commandos. I don't own any of these guys yet. Notice I said yet. I plan on getting these guys. What I want is the ability, and with the new special character that's come out, we'll talk about him. He just adds a little more dimension on what these guys can do. The Commandos are at 10 points. They're not too bad. They're your typical orc. What they have is infiltrate. Infiltrate in 5th edition, you can now have them where they come in on any board edge. Of course, you got to roll. But what I like about this is you can give this unit 2 Burnas. So these guys have power weapons, and you can give them a knob. So these are, you got that basilisk or those Tau broadside sitting at the back edge. Well, you can sort of make them pucker a little bit. So Commandos, I plan on getting some of these guys, so yeah, thumbs up. Let's recap the elites. I think everything is a thumbs up with the exception of Mega Knobs, and I hate to give them a thumbs down, but I've only proxied them once or twice, and I just don't see it. There's just, I feel like, better choices. Alright, that was the elites. We're going to now move on to the troop choices.